What's up guys, Miss here back with another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes commentary video, and today I am actually going to be recapping, or I guess re-recording my live stream, which turned out to be absolutely horrendous quality. I tried watching it over and the bandwidth was just terrible, so if you happen to catch it, it doesn't exist anymore. I've deleted it because it was just that bad. And I want to go over Director Krennic and Death Trooper. Both characters were just announced today, and they are awesome, guys. Their kit is incredible, and I will be going over their actual abilities on Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.gg. And in the meantime, I will have some Galactic War playthrough going on in the background as I talk about all these things. So, obviously, the Death Trooper and Director Krennic are two of the only other Empire characters to make an appearance in the game aside from Shore Trooper and TIE Fighter Pilot. All of the other Rogue One characters have been Rebels. I mean, you've got Chirrut, Baze, Bistan, Jin, Cassian, Scarif Rebel Pathfinder, K2SO. You've got a lot of Rebels coming into the game, and these are just the 3rd and 4th Empire characters. We might see some other Empire characters, but I'm not holding my breath. I don't know, but I got my fingers crossed for more characters soon, and I would love to see more dark side characters, maybe some Sith characters. That would be awesome because, you know, there's just not a whole lot of Sith characters in the game. And I know, you know, you got the rule of 2, there aren't a whole lot of Sith in canon right now, but you still got Darth Revan, you still got Malak, you still got all of these great, iconic Legends characters. You've got Darth Bane, just lots and lots of Empire characters that, or not Empire, but Sith characters you could get into. Not to mention all the characters in Rebels. I mean, this season of Rebels, I'm really wishing that I actually had Disney XD for. I know it sounds silly, but I really wish I could be watching that right now because I just finished the Clone Wars, and if you haven't watched the Clone Wars TV show, go watch it. It's legit. It's awesome. Probably one of my favorite Star Wars series, shows, movies. I think it's probably even borderlines on more fun to watch than the original trilogy, which I can't believe I would ever say anything was better than the original trilogy, but Clone Wars is pretty dang close. It's a lot of fun, guys. I know it's a cartoon, but you just gotta watch it. If you love Star Wars, you'll love the Clone Wars. It's great. Any rate, getting on to the Death Trooper and Director Krennic. They are pretty stinking awesome, guys. I'm not gonna lie. We'll go over to the Death Trooper first because Director Krennic is just you see that you save the best for last, and Director Krennic he's awesome, guys. So alright, so Death Trooper, his basic attack is Track Down. It deals physical damage, and these are all their maxed out. These are the abilities as their maxed out descriptions. So the percent chance or other things may not be as good until you get the max ability level. So, Death Trooper. Ability 1, basic attack, is Track Down. Deal physical damage to a target enemy with a 70% chance to inflict daze for 3 turns. That means we finally get a character who can inflict daze with their basic attack. Awesome. I like it. If the target was already dazed, stun them for 1 turn. Okay. Now, if the rebel target is a rebel, attack them again. So, I'm thinking that this might daze on the first attack, stun on the second attack. So if you're attacking a rebel, you've got a 70% chance to daze them on the first attack, and then a 70% chance to stun them on the second attack, which could be pretty awesome. His first special ability is Death Trooper Grenade. Deals physical damage to all enemies and dispel all buffs. That's right, another character to dispel all buffs on your targets, with a 70% chance to inflict healing immunity for 2 turns. Where have we been discussing healing immunity? Oh yes, Barriss Offee Zeta. Here you go, here's a counter. Also, enemies who were not buffed have their cooldowns increased by 1. Yeah, that's fun, guys. That is fun. Now, it will not dispel their buffs and then increase their cooldowns. That's not going to happen. It will dispel buffs or increase their cooldowns by 1, also inflicting healing immunity. So there you go. His second special attack is Terminate. Deals physical damage to a target enemy. If the target is suffering any debuffs, this attack is a guaranteed critical hit. Might want to get Vader's attack in there first. If there are any defeated enemies, also inflict Death Mark for 2 turns. Yeah, Death Mark. That's right. It's the Death Mark from the raid with the same effectiveness. Targets defeated by Terminate can't be revived, which gives us one more way to get rid of that pesky Boba Fett when he's got the Mandalorian Resolve buff. And Death Mark is a new but not new ability. The Gamorrean captain in Phase 1 of the Rancor raid does inflict Death Mark, as does Mace Windu in his challenge, which a lot of people probably hate. So Death Mark is a unique debuff that does the following. This is the effect. Death-marked targets must be attacked if able, and whenever they are damaged by an attack, they take bonus damage, equal to 50% of their max health. If the target is defeated while still death-marked, they can't be revived. Which, this would also mean to me that if you have removed the death mark with Darth Vader's Culling Blade or Boba Fett's Execute, the target, obviously Execute, if the target dies, they're not going to come back. You can't revive them. But if you kill them with Darth Vader's Culling Blade, that may prevent the cannot be revived effect from taking place because you removed Death Mark in order to boost the damage of Culling Blade. So be careful if you have a Death Marked target. Unless you know that they're not going to come back, don't Culling Blade, because you may eliminate the bonus can't be revived effect of the Death Mark. Just a side note. I don't know if that's the way it works, but it's just my hypothesis. So, his last ability is Krennic's Guard. It is a unique ability that does have a Zeta. So, without the Zeta, it reads, whenever Death Trooper scores a critical hit, he and Director Krennic recover 15% health, Zetaed up to 20% health. Death Trooper has a 50% chance to gain 50% turn meter, Zetaed to 100% turn meter, whenever Director Krennic takes damage. You can also, through Zeta, eliminate critical hit chances on Director Krennic whenever Death Trooper is alive. Basically, if Death Trooper is on the team and alive, Director Krennic has indefinite, unremovable buff immunity, which is pretty dang spiffy. That right there is actually pretty awesome Zeta. I like that Zeta a lot, but, you know, Zetas are expensive. They are expensive indeed. So, Director Krennic. Director Krennic is going to be awesome, guys. I am super stoked, and his abilities are just incredible. So, alright, his basic attack is Test Their Defenses. He deals special damage to a target enemy and inflict tenacity down for 3 turns. I love me some tenacity down. This is going to be awesome because it's also on his basic attack, and it's not a % chance. It is straight up inflict tenacity down for 3 turns. His first special attack is Death Trooper Assault. Deals special damage to all enemies with a 70% chance to inflict stagger for 2 turns. If any enemies are debuffed, revive Death Trooper with 20% health for each debuffed enemy. 5 debuffs, 5 enemies. That Death Trooper's coming back at 100% health. If the Death Trooper is not dead and he is present, he is also called to assist. If you're attacking a rebel, he's gonna attack twice, which means you're gonna get that stagger, and then you're gonna get that stun, possibly if they're already staggered. Dazed. I'm looking at stagger here. So stagger is its own new buff as well. It's actually pretty interesting. So when a target suffers stagger, the next time they are damaged, they lose stagger and also lose all of their turn meter, and that turn meter reduction is unresistible. If the Death Trooper is present, he is called to assist. Now, what that would lead me to believe is that if the Death Trooper is present and is called to assist, and the target already had stagger, they're going to lose all of their turn meter. Death Trooper is going to be assisting with his basic attack, possibly dazing the target, and if they're a rebel, attacks twice, possibly stunning the target. That's going to be a pretty awesome combo, guys. I am pretty stoked about that one. His next special attack is Experimental Weaponry. He deals special damage to a target enemy and inflicts a debuff based on that character type. If that enemy is an attacker, he will stun them. If they are a healer or support, they receive ability block. And if they are a tank, they gain buff immunity for 2 turns. If the target is a rebel, he'll inflict its speed down as well for 2 turns. It's pretty sinister. His leader ability, Director of Advanced Weapons Research. Empire allies gain 25% critical chance and 25% potency. Debuffed enemies who are critically hit during an Empire ally's turn suffer ability block for 1 turn. Imagine TIE Fighter pilot going first, debuffing the entire team with buff immunity and the primary target with ability block. Then Vader goes with his Force Crush and happens to get 4 or 5 critical strikes, even just 3, inflicts ability block that can't be resisted on all those other targets. That's pretty awesome. Empire allies, now this is a Zeta, Empire allies will also recover 10% protection whenever they score a critical hit. That is a worthwhile Zeta. That leader ability, Zeta, might rival Vader's leader Zeta. Just hypothesizing here. I haven't seen it in action, but it sounds like it might be able to compete with a Vader Zeta. His unique ability, Immeasurable Power. Director Krennic gains 10% critical damage for each debuffed enemy and 10% critical damage for each rebel enemy. Stacking. That's 50% additional bonus critical damage when you've got 5 debuffed enemies and 50% bonus critical damage for a full rebel enemy squad. So, yeah, that's pretty impressive. Death Trooper, if he's present, also gains these bonuses. So I could imagine these characters, I mean, especially Death Trooper, because he seems to be very damage focused. Death Trooper rocking a crit damage mod set with a crit damage primary stat triangle mod could be doing some incredibly high damage with his critical strikes. It's looking like it's going to be pretty awesome, guys. So that pretty much sums up Krennic and Death Trooper. So I'm pretty excited about this. The Empire has been needing a good once over and some help since all of these rebels have come out in the game, and I think this might actually be the Empire's chance to shine, you know? So I'm pretty excited for this event. Thank God it's not a tournament. I hate tournaments. I hate them so much. I'm glad this isn't a tournament, so please enjoy these guys. I'm going to be enjoying them, I know, and I'm going to be really, really hoping that they actually are good at 3, 4, 5 stars, whatever they unlock at, and whatever we can get them to for free, because I'm not going to be spending money on the packs, unfortunately, as much as I would love to just go spend boatloads of money getting Krennic and Death Trooper. I'm not going to. I don't spend money on this game like that. I wish I could, wish I did, but I don't. But there are some nice other little goodies and Easter eggs that came from the patch notes, the game update notes. So on the bright side, you are going to see a little bit of love for the Sith, I think, maybe. I don't know, there's a little bit of a teaser there. Then the Emperor's Demise and Yoda event will be going on a alternating monthly schedules. So every other month you'll have a chance to get Yoda or Emperor Palpatine, which is great news for all you younger players, newer players who haven't been playing the game super long. This is going to give you a lot of opportunities, well, a lot more, and a more consistent opportunity to actually get your Emperor Palpatine. So gear up those rebels, get them ready so that you can get your Emperor Palpatine, because he is awesome, guys. As you can see, I love my Emperor Palpatine. Papa Palp gets a lot of love in my Galactic War. He's probably one of my favorite leaders. I usually don't have any problems clearing my Galactic War when I'm running Emperor Palpatine in the leader position with Vader. So that about sums it up, guys. What are you most excited about with this latest update? Go ahead and let me know in the comments section below. Feel free to hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, or join my Discord server. Love chatting with you guys on Discord. And that about sums it up for this video, guys. Just want to get a quick one out for the Death Trooper and Krennic. It's kind of a big deal because I like the Empire. Empire's fun. And finally getting some new powerful characters. So, as always, thanks for watching. Like, favorite, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.